Jimbo's Garage.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Jimbo's Garage. Well, today's project is going to be a metal man gate, roughly about 5 foot tall by 4 feet wide. The owners provide me a sketch of what he would like it to look like, and it's going to a metal gate, roughly about 5 foot tall by 4 foot wide, and it's going to have a lot of these decorative cast iron pieces within it, as well as a single box for a lock set. Picked up all the material that I need at the local metal supply store. The only thing that I couldn't do is make this radius top out of this square tube. I had the metal supply store create the radius for me, and I'll be trimming off the ends as I need it to fit the dimensions that I have. The owner's provided me a sketch of what he wants this to look like, so let me show you what that sketch looks like, and then we'll get started. Okay, so here's the basic design. We've got some masonry columns here on both sides that are existing, and then the gate itself. And you can see the radius top on it. This gate is roughly about 5 foot tall by about 4 foot wide, close, thereabouts anyway. And then these are the ornamental knuckles that are going to be going in here and also down at the bottom, and then as well as some spears that will be going in the center. And then of course the lock box on the side right here. So a pretty basic, straightforward design. So let's get started. Got started by changing the disc out of my angle grinder here to this 4.5 inch cutoff wheel sent out by our friends at Benchmark Abrasives. Those are awesome, awesome grinding wheels and flap discs. Now here I'm just marking the radius to the right length I need and just cutting it off. And then from there is where I'm going to get started and some kind of fancy cuts, if you will, on the side rails going up. But I just kind of wanted to get the right angle on this radius cut out first. And then these are the rest of the frame, the side rails and the bottom rail. And once I got these things all cut out, we're going to start making the cuts for the radius. I'm just using an 1.5 inch square tube. This is 0.95 thickness. A little bit more heavy duty than what most people use to build gates, but hey, I like to do things strong. And here you can see the angle I'm having to cut in for that radius. Now it doesn't fit in there absolutely perfect, but it's the exact width that I need, and it was the angle, the radius for the top that what the customer was looking for. As you can see how it fits in right here. And once I got everything fit in, I just tacked things in place. I just wanted to be sure everything was absolutely square and lined up before I welded it out. And here's my corner vise from Yoast. If you guys don't have one of these and you do fabrication like I do, that's a must-have tool. Everything is a perfect 90 degrees every time. You can just see I got everything all squared, and I got the outside frame welded out all the way around. And once we do that, you know what happens. You get these beautiful welds in there. They look real good, but then they all got to come off with a grinder. But hey, all in all, it looks good once they're all grinded nice and smooth. Now it's time to cut the pickets out. Now, every picket is different here, obviously, because I got a radius top. Now this is 5/8 diameter pickets, and this is 0.63 thickness on the material. And you can see that I'm just getting the long ones here marked. Each one of them are a different length, obviously, because of the radius, and then just cutting them to length and laying them in there. These are the shorter pickets that are going on the inside there, and those are all different lengths as well because they're following that radius at the top. And once I got them all cut, it's time to just lay everything out. And this took some time, believe it or not, to try to get everything exactly spaced perfectly even, right where it needed to be to line up in the width, and then get everything where it needed to be. But once I did, I just started welding everything out. And you can see I'm putting the welds on this side right here, those those shorter rails. You can see the pickets, they lift up when you apply the heat to this side. But once you flip it over to the other side and get the heat to the other side, it just pulls them right back down. I'm just using a straight edge right here to line up these. I call them knuckles. I don't know what the exact terminology is for them, but this is just a spacer right here that I'm getting. I use just to get the spacing exactly right at the top. Now, for these knuckles right here, these decorative pieces, I'm just getting a weld. You don't have to weld them out all the way around top and bottom. At least I don't. They're not structural. Nothing structural about that. It's just decorative. So I just get a weld you know, top, you know, a little top on both sides and a little bit on the bottom right there. But what I do weld out all the way around are the pickets. I want to get all 4 sides welded out on the pickets, and I notice that some manufacturers they don't do that. You know, they'll just get 2 sides and then leave the insides, if you will. But I like to get everything welded out all the way around, so there's no chance of any water getting in there at any time. I just think it's a better way to go. And then here's the spears. I guess that's what you call them. I don't know, so many different names to these things. But you know, problem with my welding hood right there, the sensitivity. But we got that fixed up. And then the post, you know, this I kind of wanted to maintain the same radius so everything looks like it all blends together. And I know that you know, it looks like it's a kind of a straight cut there, but it actually had a little bit of bend to it. You'll see in the finished product. And then I'm just cutting off these little caps or end tabs, if you will, for each end of the post. So be sure that no water gets inside, has no chance of getting inside. And once I got those done on both posts, I just grind everything nice and smooth, make it look like a solid bar. These are just regular metal hinges, about 1/8 of an inch thick material, and you know, this is really all you need for a gate like this. These 2 hinges, about 6 inches apart from each end down, and I find that works out the best. And this lock box right here was a little bit of a pain to cut in. You'll see as I start cutting this thing in, I have to say that I got a little nervous. There was a lot of pressure on this angle, and as soon as I cut through right here, the gate had jumped a little bit. But you know what? We got in there, got some spacers in there, and got it all clamped. And once I did that, it came out. I just fit the box in, and that was the final part of the deal. And you know, that gate turned out really good. We get some paint on it and get it installed, and it was a great little project. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more videos.